AIDS.
Who was that?
Hey, should we leave the light off? Come look.
Do it again. You really don't need it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
do
do
that
that
one.
one.
After like,
Huh?
I like it better, but after like shit.
You want it at this tempo? I mean, the
Oh, you
light like that. Yeah, you really don't even need that. But yeah, that's cool. That motherfucker, that shit bumps.
It what?
Bumps. Gives a little. It's giving off great light.
Great lighting.
Mm-hmm.
What you know about lighting?
You an electrician?
I know something about wiring and shit like that. I'm good with that.
For real?
I do a lot of people's electronics in their house.
Well, shit, I need to
My
go ahead.
chemicals.
I need to hire you for some shit then and put some shit together.
Yeah. I can put some shit together.
My shit ain't gonna be going up or nothing.
Nah. I'll tell you, you want that?
What?
Or it's okay, how it's smoking.
Oh, that's cool.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yo, it's hold on. What I say? Yo. Okay, here we go. Be fucking up sometimes. Yo, it's the You Said It podcast. It's episode 53. I'm TMB.
If I say you said it one.
And today we got Maurice, the real estate investor in here. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing alright. How you doing, bro?
First of all, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Ain't that all of it? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at the You Said It podcast.
You feel me? You said, I'm gonna just put this little message out here, like, people need to start keeping in-house problems and in-house situation in-house. People use social media to post subliminal messages to get across, or to get across to one person.
That's in the
So
house.
so one person can catch it, but they putting their business out for the masses and to the majority to see. Now they can create their own narratives and take whatever they take from that post, but they really just trying to get one message across to just that one person. Like
Are you
say,
speaking about a relationship? Or
like relationships, friendships,
Oh, yeah, okay.
people in their family.
Mhm.
Like for example, like you married, man. It's sex as hell for to see a woman do dishes. Your woman ain't doing dishes at home. You want her to see that post. But now people looking from the inside in, looking like, damn, Putin must not be washing the dishes. She must not be keeping the house clean. You know what I'm saying? Posting subliminal messages
Yeah.
for one person to see, but they putting everybody in their business. Keep in-house situations in-house.
What you said it. You ain't obviously you ain't done nothing like that. You done done something like that.
No, I really don't even get social media like that. It's the society though that we live in. It's cool for some reason to put your business out here. I don't know why.
To tell everybody.
I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying. I'm old school with it. You know what I'm saying. But hey, some people they glorify putting where they eating at, what they doing, how they doing it. You know
Everything.
Yeah, everybody a boss nowadays. They're not showing, you know, what it takes to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? They're just showing the pretty side of it, making themselves look good.
And it is Black History Month, so we're gonna start it out by shouting out this brand that I have on here, Ishtar, by a Muslim brother by the name of Sanchez. And we also wanna shout out to you for being a Black entrepreneur and what you got going on for Black
Appreciate it,
History
bro.
Month.
You
Yes,
playing
sir.
too. You playing though.
Oh, thank you, my
I
brother.
might have to give me one of them.
Let me ask you something. Do you buy a female's whole crew drinks just to get the one that you eyeing on? The one that you want?
I've done that once before. I gotta keep it real. I've done it once before. But nah, not the mindset I'm in now. Nah.
Yeah, I zero in me on the bitch.
Hell,
I zero
you
in
said
on
it. You said
I'm
it.
not feeding the whole crew. Yeah, now Lil Uzi Vert spent $24 million on a pink diamond that he got installed.
In the middle of his forehead. Is that real? I saw that too. 24 million.
24 million. He said it took him about 4 years to pay it off. Now you into properties and realtor, you're like into buying properties and shit like that.
Yeah.
Imagine what his return would have been if he would have put that same 24 million on investments, whether it's stocks, properties, or his clothing.
His own brand.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
24 million on a diamond to put in the middle of your forehead.
Somebody gonna knock that nigga out, man.
Yeah,
Somebody gonna hit that nigga
yeah.
across the head, man. Take his diamond, man.
Chop his whole damn head off.
I hope he got that. I hope he got that shit insured.
But Sauce Walker got that too. The rapper named Sauce Walker. What I think for people who do stuff like that, they feel like they can't be touched. Cause if you put a $24 million diamond in the middle of your forehead, you gotta have some type of something about yourself like, hey, nigga ain't gonna touch me.
Lil Uzi Vert is he ain't no hoe though. But
You ain't gotta be a hoe to get
but
touched.
I know that, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying that like that's crazy anyway. And I just want to say I don't think it's $24 million.
Bro, I think that's exaggerated. But
Yeah.
hey, maybe not. But 24 million, bro.
Yeah. Cause when I first seen it, I was like, I didn't know he even had 24 million.
Like, can y'all put me up on like? So,
Rappers don't make
Like,
that
tell me,
money
like-
that.
what hits he got? Like,
Oh, Uzi is up there to the point where he don't have to step out all the time. Cause when he do step out, it hit. Regardless, it's gonna hit. Because he got a hell of a fan base and they not going nowhere. They with that weird rap. And I like a lot of his music too. His last album was a dope album. So that's what he got. He got a hard fan base.
so long. How long he been in the game like that?
Shit, been at least about 6 years or so.
Mhm.
5, 6 years.
24 million though.
He said he paid it off over 4 years, like over 3
Sound
years.
like he's been having this plan to put something in his head. Is that I just want to know, Lil Uzi, is that where you wanted to put it at the whole time, or you just wanted the diamond? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I seen it. It came up on my phone. It's right here, right?
Mhm.
You know, in plenty, right
Yeah.
here, right? Man, somebody gonna knock that nigga out, man. Hit that nigga across the head.
Did y'all hear about Cardi B stealing that song, the new song? Have y'all heard her new song?
Mhm.
Allegedly,
I seen him licking the tongues with the other female. I heard the
they
song.
had to get the COVID test before that thing. I was thinking about that too. Like,
AIDS test.
Jesus Louise, yes. If y'all go listen to Mir Peso and Mir Fontaine, they have the same exact song. I'm sorry, not the same exact song. The chorus is exactly the same. The tempo is the same. And they saying if it's up, then it's stuck. They saying the same thing.
And the other artist is like an underground type
Underground.
artist.
So-
You know Drake
From
did
New
that
Jersey.
to what's the guy who died? XX
Yeah.
Yeah. Drake did that to him. Yeah.
So is she getting sued?
Well, the men that done the song did bring it up, and it was like over the internet yesterday, and she was saying that she debuted it in August of 2020, and they debuted theirs September 2020 or something like that. It's something going on, but I don't know who to believe. But they song and her chorus, they match up hand in hand, tempo and everything.
Yeah.
But this shit happens all the time.
Right.
Somebody called me earlier and said that Jay-Z did the same thing to Starlito with 444. I don't know how true that is. I could have dug a little deeper, but I didn't.
Yeah, I was watching the interview. One of the guys from State Property. They were saying that like Jay-Z stole a lot of.
Shout out to
stuff from-
Oskino.
Yeah.
Is that who it was?
Yes, Oskino.
Yeah, I like Oskino.
Yeah, but that underground artist, she probably didn't have all her ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? All the paperwork, you know what I'm saying? So with Cardi B stealing that, if she did steal it, you know what I'm saying? She probably ain't gonna face no charges or no lawsuits behind it.
Somebody told me that was like, well, she got the money to afford it.
Even if, yeah.
Was that how you want to live your life? Stealing people's shit?
It's been going on for generations and generations. Though.
So has.
You know what I'm saying?
The richest people in the world, man, they stepped on a lot of people to get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Read the 48 Laws of Power. It basically teach you to step on motherfuckers and manipulate motherfuckers to become that person of
one.
power. Yeah.
Y'all ready to take the shot for episode 53?
Yes, sir.
So 53.
Shout out
We
to
got
you, Blue, for
Maurice in the building.
Maurice
You
in the
read.
building, the real estate investor.
Now,
What is it? I'm sorry. What is it?
Ginger and cayenne.
It's not bad.
Said wake
motherfucker
up.
spicy and
Said wake up.
Woo!
boy.
That motherfucker
I
spicy.
let you know you're alive.
Woo, that shit's good.
Now, the American dream. I'm gonna tell you how I interpret the American dream. The American dream to me is becoming financially free. Free to the point where all my time is free. If I wanna say fuck it, I wanna go to Africa for a week, I can just do it at the drop of a dime. It seems to me that a lot of people see that the American dream is simply buying and owning a house
And it can
these
be.
days.
It can be that for certain people. It just depends on, you know, how ambitious you are, how you can step outside the box and, you know, think big from where you at. You know, to me, it's quality of life, like what you pretty much already touched on. Being able to, you know, spend time with your kids. If you married, your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, you know, taking time off and actually investing in your seed stock and your family. You know what I'm saying? That's key to me when we talking about
It
success.
should be. I ain't gonna say everybody go because everybody different, but that sounds amazing, and I wouldn't. Inshallah, I get there.
Do you think the American dream now is interpreted buying a home? Do you feel like that's what the American dream is to most people these days?
I would have to say the people that I'm around no, but
Just looking at the vast majority.
I don't really look at them though.
You gotta pay attention now. You gotta pay attention.
Where? I mean, that's what I'm saying. My people around me not like that. And then as far as Instagram, I don't know if everybody noticed. I done unfollowed so many people just because. What am I looking at you for?
Well, that's the thing when we talk about how vast and how quick we are to receive information these days. With social media, everybody's the boss. You know what I'm saying? There's no workers, there's no process. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no grind. You don't see the grind, what it took to get to that point. Like everybody doing this and everybody doing that, which that shit really walked down to me personally. Like I said, you have to take your time and first initially know what it is that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you do lashes, if you do hair, if that's your niche, if you know, like you guys, y'all talk and y'all done build a platform over the last 2 years. You know,
You said it.
that's what it's about. So first you got to know what it is you want to do, and you got to also be humble. You know what I'm saying? It's a process to get to that point to where, you know, you got a great following and, you know, people listen when you speak. And it takes time, even to the point, you know, it's going to be times that you probably be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? But if you believe in this, if this is what you truly know, that this is what you was put here to do, this is what God put you here to do, is to connect with other people or make people look good, or we talking about fashion, you know what I'm saying? All of that. You know what I'm saying? It's a process into that. And it takes time to build it. Just like, you know what I'm saying, a woman having a baby, it takes 9 months from the time the baby was conceived. So a lot of people just want to glorify that instant shine. And that's the society that we live in.
It don't work like that.
No, it don't work like that.
It's not authentic either.
No, it's not authentic at all.
Pimp C said it best. R.I.P. to Pimp C.
R.I.P. Pimp.
All these rappers out here, man, they talking about selling dope and doing this for the this, that, and the other. They not telling them about, you know, the struggle that they had to do this and getting locked up and all that shit. Talking about 18.5.
I think he was talking about Jeezy the whole time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
17.5.
But yeah, he was like, tell them about them babies that's crying. Tell them about them daddies that got to go get locked up. You know what I mean?
R.I.P. to Pimp C.
He said
man.
these niggas quoting these fake dope prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Pimp C Bum B, man.
So Maurice, tell us exactly what you do, because the information I got from Tim that you were like a realtor, but you just like a person who invests in properties.
I just invest in properties. I'll see a potential project. I try to catch it on the low end, you know, a rehab, it needs some TLC, put some money into it. Hey, and a few years later, I might have spent $100,000 on a property, and a few years later it might be worth $300,000. You know what I'm saying? Once I come in and redo the flooring, the drywall, the countertops, just make it look presentable, even to the outside. You know what I'm saying? Just it's amazing how you just put some flowers out in the flower bed and have your little garden. You know, curb appeal. People will pay for that.
It's turning the eye. If you see it, oh, that look good. I'm getting all that done to mine right now, though. I promise y'all.
it's
And
cute.
Drew Green is over there. I'm gonna have my buddy Ernest.
Have that
come-
green grass.
Yeah, I'm
True
gonna get the
don't play
green
no
green.
game.
I'm gonna have Ernest come over there and do me a little bed, get the front, the little wood in the front redone. And I don't plan on selling mine. I wanna rent it out to get that money. I wanna keep it for my kids.
Cash
You know what I mean?
flow. Keep that
Yeah.
cash flow coming in, and then the bank will give you some money for another house.
Yes.
With the
Do
equity.
you think every adult should own a property, own a house?
I mean, when we talking about financial freedom, yes, but I can't say every adult should, because you may not be ready for that. Your mind may not be mature enough for that, because when you're buying homes or any kind of real estate, you know, you got to put money back into it. You got to protect your investment. So just say, you know, you buy a house and hell, you might buy a house and the AC unit go out. You know what I'm saying? After a year or so.
I done that. Yes.
That's 4, 5, 6, 7 bands depending on how-
6,000.
See, he's speaking from experience, depending on how big your house is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what company you go with. So you got to know that, hey, like if you in an apartment, they gonna cut the grass. Hey, you got a house or something like that. You're responsible for that. You're responsible for when that faucet go out or some break down. So it just depends on where you at mentally. If you're mature enough and you ready for that.
Is credit a major thing when trying to buy a house or rent a property?
Yeah, credit is key to everything. I'd say a lot of people say cash is king, and it is, but credit is as well. It's just as equally as important. Because the beautiful thing about credit is, it's debt, of course. And I don't know about you guys, but how I was raised, like debt is bad. But it is a such thing as, people listen now, it's a such thing as good debt. If your debt is $500 a month, but you're cash flowing, which means bringing in $1,500 a month, that's good debt. That's an example of good debt. So, like how you said you wanted to rent your house.
How's it a good example? Because you paying that debt off. Is it a
You're
reoccurring
cash
debt?
flowing. So what's going on? For example, how you said earlier that you want to rent your house out.
Right.
Now, just say your mortgage is $1,000, but say you rent your house out for $1,500. So you're making $500 a month, but that's debt. Your house is debt. You hadn't rightfully
Paid
just
all
paid
that,
off
all
your
that,
house.
right.
So you're making $500 off that debt. So you're bringing in income, which that builds your income base, which builds your portfolio. So say you got 2 or 3 properties that's doing it, you bring in $1,500 a month off debt. So it is a such thing as good debt, and it's a such thing as bad debt. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Break it down to him, bro.
See,
I'm trying to.
With that goes back to what you said. Pimp C was saying they ain't telling you the downs of it. Now the downs of that is, okay, say you got a property, your mortgage is $1,000. You go buy another property, you rent that last property out for $1,500. Now you getting $500 a month, but what if that person who you leasing out to say, fuck it, I don't want to live here no more. I ain't paying no more rent. Now you got that house and your last house. So say your next house is $12,000. I mean, $2,000 mortgage. Now you got that on top of the $1,000 mortgage that you own the other house.
That's why you got paperwork. You got to lock them into. I would recommend a minimum of a 3
Oh my God!
year
I'm glad you just said that.
lease.
I'm glad you just said that because I never thought about that.
You got
That
paperwork.
paperwork on it. Guess what I said? I was telling my wife, like, who, you know, whenever we go into to get a bigger house and we rent this one out, this need to happen anyway. But I was like, $10,000 need to be put aside to manage that.
Yeah.
Because what, like you just said, what if they leave? with the paperwork.
But what about the paperwork though? Like,
Now, that's
you
a
can't
lot of
force
people
it.
say
You
fuck
can't-
the paperwork.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't force nobody to pay what they gonna pull it out their ass.
But,
They ain't really
but
got it.
this is the thing. That's why you gotta do background checks. You gotta do credit checks.
That's what
you
my
know what I'm
mama
saying.
said,
You
too.
can't
Shout
rent
out to
it.
my mama.
You can't rent it out to your homeboy that you grew up
Right.
with, that you know don't pay
Right.
his bills on time just because that's your homeboy.
Right.
This is business.
Right.
So you gotta do a background check, a credit check, and still it's gonna be a process to you getting your money. Even if say they say fuck it and I ain't paying no more shit. You know what I'm saying? Something happens to them. They ain't paying the shit. But over time, you take them to court, you gonna get your money. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get their income tax. Cause these are people that they everyday working people or they own a business of some type. So you know you're gonna get your money eventually. But you do have to have some money set aside for that too.
Yeah.
Cause anytime we're talking about business,
You have
it's
to
gonna be some things that you
Bumps in
don't
the
see
road.
coming.
You gotta
Yeah,
be ready
you're
for
not gonna
bumps in
see
the
it
road.
coming, but it's coming though.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
What's
And
the
that's any
biggest
industry.
What's the biggest truth or myth when trying to buy a home?
I would say this. The game has gotten saturated with a lot of real estate agents. Everybody getting if y'all pay attention, everybody getting a real estate license. What you want to do is do a background check on your real estate agent and the company, because this is it's a process. So you gotta take your time and do your research and know that this person not just trying to get paid off commission, because you do got real estate agents out here just like you got janky ass mechanics and everything else in life.
Yeah.
Car salesmen.
Yeah, car salesman, there you go. You gotta be able to have a relationship and some sort of bond with this person, and you gotta give them the blueprint of what you wanna do. You might want one house, you might want 10. So you gotta let them know, and they gotta understand and feel you. And hey, if they don't know your kids, or if you don't have no kids, if they don't know what's important to you, don't deal with them. Like, it's gotta be something there. You gotta build a relationship. That's what I believe in. In my experience, that's what I witnessed.
Y'all, this is episode 53. I know y'all took notes on 52, so keep your pen and your pads out, because we gonna keep on dishing it to you. Hello.
I'm gonna share with y'all a story. I was at the bank one day, and a guy that worked at the bank, he asked me, why have I yet to purchase a house? And what I explained to him, I said, I can lose my job tomorrow. I'm still locked into that 30-year contract. With me renting, I could lose my job tomorrow and pay a $1,500 separation fee, and it's out my hands. He was lost for words, but I don't think. Do you think locking yourself into a 30-year contract is a gamble? Like, how high of a gamble do you think that is?
But is that true what he's saying though? Because if you purchase the house, but you
I-
can't
I-
do nothing
I-
with it no more, you can sell it.
Selling it ain't like it ain't that easy. I want to sell my house. It ain't that easy.
Right
It's a
now-
whole process.
Right now, ain't it the buyer's market right now?
Yeah. It's,
Right now,
well,
like,
no, it's
shit-
the seller's market right now.
Shit go quick though, bro. You remember when I came over here and told you about the surrounding properties I was looking at? One day you look on there, the next day that mug is gone.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So what he is saying, I mean, he got a good point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a smart man.
But at the same time, you know, when you wake up every day, you know what I'm saying, it's a gamble. You know what I'm saying? You could be 6-10 seconds away from death. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at it like that, but you gotta open up your conscious mind and think about it like that. Okay, now what you're saying is so true. But to ever really truly get to financial freedom, you gotta have ownership. You know what I'm saying? Because that rent that you get, that you pay every month, you will never see that again. That's gone. You understand what I'm saying? But that mortgage, a percentage of that comes back to you. So what I'm saying is like you paying yourself. It's like you got your own little bank account over here. So just say we've been using $1,000. Just say $1,000. Okay, you're gonna have insurance and your taxes, your property tax, and you're gonna have interest to which you're paying to the mortgage company. But then you also got principal. The principal is what you're basically paying yourself back for staying or, you know what I'm saying, buying the property. So you might have $300 a month that go to your principal month in and month out. That's your money. on top of, let me give y'all an example. We in Middle Tennessee, it's thriving, even with the pandemic. Like Tim was just saying, houses get put on the market, they sell them $15,000, $20,000 over the value.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, it's a great time to buy, even though everything is high right now. You know what I'm saying? But if you buy, you gotta look at it as, okay, I'm paying myself a back portion of this on top of inflation, which is equity, basically. And what equity is like,
I had that question. Define equity.
for example, okay, I'm gonna give y'all an example. If you buy a car, say you pay $25,000 for that car. The day of that you drive that car off the lot, it's worth $24,000, $23,000. It depreciates, it loses value. When you talking about real estate and houses, condos, whatever it is, multifamily housing, when you put your money into it, it appreciates, which is equity over time, which is inflation. Everything goes up. You know what I'm saying? 20 years ago, they was probably paying $30,000, $50,000 for the same house that we paying $200,000 and $300,000 for. That's inflation.
Mm-hmm.
That's equity. Everything goes up because guess what? They're not making no more land. That's the key. Every ethnic background, every group, religion, creed, it does not matter. You gotta have a roof over your head. I don't care if it's a shack or it's a mansion. You know what I'm saying? The essentials you gotta have. You gotta have water, you gotta have food, and you gotta have somewhere to live. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do. Well, guess what? They not making no more land. You know what I'm saying? So they develop the land and, you know, put people, you might take 5 acres and have a 64 unit apartment complex. Guess what? You gotta have somewhere to live. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work, you gotta pay your bills, you gotta have somewhere to live. So what the man was saying to you was, you know what I'm saying, to actually get to your dreams and goals, you're gonna have to one day purchase something because it keeps going up.
Yeah.
It keeps going up.
See, my interest is in purchasing
That's what I said.
multiple
Family
doors, as some people call them doors.
Yeah.
See, the thing about this, when you purchase one home, it doesn't really create cash flow. Grant Cardone, he's a millionaire realtor investor. He got $1 billion company. He owned over 6,000 doors. So 6,000 people pay him every month, but he don't own a home himself. He rents out because he don't believe in buying a home that doesn't create him cash flow. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of like my mindset that I have. Like me buying one home is not gonna create me cash flow, and that's what I'm looking for at the end of the day. Instead of just owning this home that probably about 5 years later, I probably really don't even want to stay here no more.
Bro, you know why I stayed in what's that called? A split home, a little condo, a little townhouse.
Yeah.
The reason I got away from being so close to somebody, I'm like, shit, if their house catch on fire, mine catch on fire too. That's why I was like, man, hell no.
But you gonna get
If
that
they
check though?
What if I don't get out? That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, that's why I'll be like, man, I can't go down because of the next person's mistake.
Just like these shotgun houses they building in the city. All the houses.
It's too close. Like, man,
I know you are. Yeah. But
motherfucker
that's-
next door could be making a bomb. He make a mistake, it blow off us up. Like, he tripping.
Or melt. Yeah, that's just big money corporation though. That's just multi.
Speaking on the equity thing, if you take money out of your equity, do you have to pay that back?
Well, that's a loan. It's like you taking money from yourself. You would have to pay. You know
If
what
it's
I'm
my
saying?
money, how am I paying it back? Because
Yeah.
I'm going through this right now. I am. That's why I'm
Yeah.
happy you're here, because it's like I think I paid $165 for my house. Somebody told me that it's $100,000 equity in it.
Bet you did. When'd you buy it?
I got married 2014, 15.
Oh yeah, you probably got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, I don't even want all the money. I just need like 10. But why am I giving it back if it's mine?
Because that's That's how corporate America works. They're gonna. It's nothing you can do about that, people. Like, it's like you taking your own money. It's just like a 401k or retirement plan. If you take your money out early, hey, it's gonna be a penalty. You're gonna have to pay it back. With the mortgage, they're gonna give you. You know what I'm saying? You might want to do a renovation on your house to make it.
That's what I'm
worth
talking
even
about.
more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to pay. it
Am
back.
I paying it back with interest or is this?
Yeah, it's gonna be an interest
It's
rate.
my money.
It take money to make money. That's just how it is.
Okay. What's the definition of refinancing?
Okay, that's a great question, bro. Refinancing is, say you have an original principal or balance on your home. So say you pay $200,000 for your house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you have what you call an interest rate. Right now, I think they at like hysterical lows, like 2.5, 2.75.
You said exactly what I've heard in the past. 2.5.
I think I bought my house in 2018 and it was 4.75. So that's 2% interest. I just refinanced like last month. So my mortgage on my house was like $1,350. It knocked my mortgage down to $1,100 a month. So what happens in essence, over time now, it don't just happen like that. Over time, you're saving yourself money, tens of thousands of dollars over time because you got a 30-year mortgage. Now, most people who never bought a house and don't have that experience, when you buy a house, two things you got to pay attention to. That's the interest rate and the mortgage term. You can have a 30-year term, you can have a 20-year term, a 15-year term. You know what I'm saying? That's to pay the house off. So typically, we're gonna get a 30-year term. You know what I'm saying? They keep the mortgage lower. If you put it on half of that, you're gonna be paying, you doubling up. It's like doubling up. You have a house paid off. Nobody really does it unless they just come into some money, hit the lottery and stuff. But I'm talking about the everyday working man or the business owner that, you know what I'm saying, taking care of families and stuff. Like, you're not gonna do that. So the 30-year term, you might have it for 4.75%. Well, the feds, the government, they'll drop the rates from time to time, like when a pandemic hit. To make it more feasible for people to buy a house, they drop the interest rate to 2.75. Hell, some of them might be 2.8 right now. I think a couple weeks ago they was real low. So you might be paying, like I said, I was paying $1,350. Now I'm paying $1,100. So that knocks off $250 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So, like, it's $3,000 in a year. Now you're gonna have to pay when you refinance. You're gonna have to pay for that. That might cost you $4,000 to $5,000 to do. I think typically, but over time, if you're, you know what I'm saying, saving, what I'm saving like $250 a month.
Yeah,
So that's $3,000 a year. So in 2 years, I would done caught up to that old interest rate, and then I get to where I'm saving money.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Did I explain that well? Because I want to make sure the people that don't know get it.
Well, let's take it back to what's going on locally here. I want to say, parents, I think I done said that parents, grab your kids, talk to your kids. We want to say RIP to that little boy that got killed by his cousin, and I just don't understand that. The story that I was told was that he did it to his own cousin based off a female. I don't know. That stuff doesn't just register in my head for kids to be doing these type of things. So talk to your kids. You could be a friend to your kid, but let them know you're a parent at the same time. Don't feel like you're being nosy to your kids. Tap into your kids. See what they got going on. Go places with them. Talk to them. Hell, if you was there from the rooter to the tutor, they shouldn't have no problem doing that. But for the men that may step out or the women that may step out and then try to come back, it may take time. But we have to be here for our kids and teach them the right things, because that right there was a senseless act of violence.
It's been a lot of that going on too. And we also got to think the era that we in, these kids got access to all the drugs. You know what I'm saying? When we grew up, it was just cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Weed.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got weed, cocaine, heroin, prescription drugs. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta definitely, like you said, have a connection with your kids. You got to.
Hey, look, we all three of us we working men. Do y'all ever feel like y'all wasting y'all time on these 9 to 5 jobs?
Great question.
Do y'all ever feel like y'all wasting y'all time?
At the time that I'm there and the time that I'm that I'm there, basically I said that twice. No, because like you have to start somewhere to get somewhere. So at this time we're working on something to be better and to get rid of that and be financially stable to step out. So I would say no, even though in the back of your head, you know, you'd be like, oh.
Yeah, you gotta be smart about the situation. Like it's not smart to just pick up and leave your job. Say I'm gonna quit with no plan. I don't think it's okay for people who say like bums, niggas who don't work, who don't own their own business. They just bums. They don't do nothing, but they try to throw that, man, I ain't wasting my time at no job. Time is money. But you have no source of income. you can't say that. You be quiet. You know what I'm saying? But I can, you know what I'm saying, working, man, I can take heed to somebody saying, man, I'm wasting my time at this job. I need to create a better avenue for myself. Do you feel like you're wasting your time at your job?
Yeah, and I've been on my job for 14, 15 years, and like he said, it's a process. It takes time, but you gotta know what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like any brand, McDonald's, Nike, Jordan, you know, somebody had a vision. You gotta work and invest in yourself at the same time, you know what I'm saying? And separate yourself eventually from that job to where, you know, you getting 100% of your capital, you getting quality of life. And it's a mindset, and it's a different mindset. I do believe, like, you gotta know what it is that you want out of life and execute it. And that's easier said than done because you gotta think outside the box. And a lot of your peers and your friends and even your family members, they're gonna look at you and say you crazy. You know what I'm saying? They probably won't even support you, you know what I'm saying? But that's all a part of the growth.
Hello.
You know, you gotta go through some things. And that's a part of, like I said, with anything that you do in life is trusting the process. If you know what you want, you should focus and you should do it aggressively. This your life. You know what I'm saying? It's your life. So you gotta go at it aggressively. Like, you can't go in there playing. You gotta write down your goals and you gotta take
You heard
time.
what he said, write it down.
Write it down.
Write it down.
That's very important so you can see it and you gotta execute it. The executing piece is gonna be tough. Nobody said it was gonna be easy. I had an older lady tell me one day, I was talking about how much money I had spent in one of my properties. And she said, baby, nobody said it was gonna be easy.
One of them old church ladies. Baby.
and look, no, but she really didn't say nothing at all, but she said everything. You know what I'm saying? It's not for everybody. But if you want, you know, to be successful and you want quality of life and you want to even pass something on to your kids for your legacy, then, you know, it's going to be the hard work and dedication and grit.
Do you know anything about investing in properties, like REITs? I think it's called REITs. Instead of being in front and face to face, this was a question somebody wanted me to ask you. Like investing into a company that does that.
Like a corporation that already can get
instead of being the front man.
Right. Well, right now I'm the little guy. I'm independent. I'm small in it, but I know people that, you know, that has done that as well. Cause it's so many different avenues to take when we talking about real estate. You know what I'm saying? You can be a real estate agent. You can be an investor. You could be like behind the scenes, and that's cool too. I would just say do your research and know that the company turning profit and things like that. But yeah, you could take a couple thousand and do that. Yeah.
Generation X, that's the generation before us. They were the ones who were really into buying homes. Our generation, which is the millennials, they're more nomad. You know what I'm saying? They're more nomad people. Did that hurt the realtors in today's world?
Yeah, but it's catching back up. You know, I'm pretty sure. For some reason, y'all, and I don't know this, I'm just being transparent as real as I can be. It's like our grandparents, and I don't know about y'all, but from what I've seen, it's like our grandparents had land. You know what I'm saying? But our parents did not. Now, I don't know where the disconnect came, but you know, in school, it was get good grades. You know what I'm saying? If you're good in sports, ball out, you know what I'm saying? You know, for me, it was either ball or trap. You know what I'm saying? That's all I had to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So somewhere it was a disconnect. And now I think people with the vast majority of with the internet, and you can get research and all the information that you need vastly. I think Generation X has opened it back up because they big on, you know, ownership. And I think with what we was talking about earlier when a white man said something to you about why haven't you owned a home yet?
Yeah.
I think he was more like, one home, that's not gonna get you to where you need to be because that's a liability.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an asset.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A liability is something that takes from you.
Yeah,
Your
it's
pocket.
not-
You go to work and you're still, just like you're paying your rent, that's a liability. When you own a home, your first home, and paying your mortgage, that's a liability as well because it's sucking up.
Mm-hmm.
Like we was talking earlier, if that faucet go out of that AC unit go out, you gotta have that money somewhere to get it or that credit to get it. So it's still draining you. But you can take that first home, and like Tim was saying earlier, he paid like what, 165, and they say you got like maybe 100,000 in equity. You could take that 100,000 now because you've been paying down on the principal. You remember when I was saying that earlier, when you pay yourself back.
Mm-hmm.
So you knocking the principal payment down, but at the same time, the house could be going up from year to year, 2% increase, 3%, even anywhere up to 6-7% increase in value. So that's like almost like compound interest, which means you just doubling up. You know what I'm saying? You knocking that down here, what you owe, and the market is steady going up. So that's how he was able to get $100,000 in equity. Now, this is what's important and what's key. What you gonna do with that $100,000? Okay, the bank say, okay, yeah, we're gonna let you borrow your own money, and yeah, you might have to pay $600 a month on this money. But where can you invest your money into? Whether it's another home or hey, you might get a partner. You might say, Maurice, what's up? You got $100,000 in equity or some money that you want to use? I got $100,000. Tim got $100,000. So now we got $300,000 together as a partnership. We can go buy up a multi-family unit, like you were saying, 24 homes or 24 apartment complex doors, like you were saying earlier. Okay, so you're gonna have to have 20% of that though, because it's an 80-20 rule. Like, if just say you got 100,000, the bank will give you up to 80% of that. They're not gonna lose. They're not gonna give you more than 80% because you might lose your job or anything can happen. You might not be here tomorrow. You know, tomorrow not promised. Okay, so they gotta be able to get their return back, but they know they could sell it and get that 80% back that they loaned to you. Okay, so moving forward, we take our 300,000. We find $1 million property. 20% of that is 200,000. We got 60, 7,500 doors. We charging just say $1,000 a month. You see how that works? Okay, so then you got what you call residual income coming in cash flow. So the bank see that, okay, you know how credit work, you know how to take the debt and make it to where it make you some money.
Right.
So they see that cash flow hitting your bank account every month. Okay, Mr. Dobson, I see what y'all doing. Whatever we call our little real estate corporation, it don't matter. Whatever we call it. I see y'all bringing in 50, 60 grand a month. Is there anything that you want to do? You know what I'm saying? That's how they get wealthy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you got 5 or 6
Speak on it.
projects, hey, going like that, hey, some people knocking down $250,000 a month. That guy that you said got, what, 6,000 doors? Woo! It ain't no telling what he got. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have a humble beginning. Like, we don't know if he come from money. He might came from.
No, he didn't come from
He
money.
didn't.
He didn't get rich until he was 45 years old.
most people that's in their 40s, when you know, if you knew better, you do better in your 40s, you know what I'm saying? You really enjoying the quality of life. So, yeah. But everybody got their own little niche, you know what I'm saying? You got your own way of doing it.
How many properties do you have at this moment?
Right now, 4. And 3 like investment properties, and I got my 1 primary property that I live in.
Do you think humans are the only living beings amongst this universe?
No,
No?
no, I don't think so.
Have we talked about this?
Yeah, we
Okay.
talked about
Definitely.
that.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
I
what
want
did
to
you say?
job
What
thing.
did I say? It's definitely other living beings.
Okay.
If you look at the galaxy, all this shit,
Yeah.
we ain't the only one here.
Nah.
That's
a
the
very
only
cool
planet with living beings in it now.
shit. Nah.
What you got on your pad over there?
Ah man, it's Black History Month. I was talking about thinking about Sarah Bartman. Black women, y'all all should know who this young lady was in history. She was originally from South Africa. She was brought over to France, like in the early 1800s, and they put her on display, like living.
Oh, the thick woman.
Yeah, you know y'all going to get them bodies done. Y'all going to Puerto Rico. Y'all going to Miami. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might go to Atlanta and get the little cheap deal. you know what I'm
Sarah
saying?
was really thick.
Yeah,
I know who Sarah
So-
Bartman is.
Yeah,
Sarah.
Bartman.
Yeah, so what about her?
She was I mean, the white men, the Europeans, they brought over here because they looked at it as like it was sexist. You know what I'm saying? Because she had the big breasts, the full lips, the round booty, and even after she passed, you know what I'm saying, they put on display. So it's just a symbol of like our black queens. You know what I'm saying? We often don't uplift in our community, uplift our black women, and the black man, we got it hard, but the black woman does as well. Because when you think about like our music and how they portray them on TV,
Yep,
you know what I'm saying? They bitches and they hoes and they always, but it's a reason, it's a method to the madness of why this woman either super independent and I don't need a nigga for shit type. You know what I'm saying? That don't just happen. That happens. Maybe she's seen her mama struggle because her daddy wasn't in her life. You know what I'm saying? And this is all a part of a hidden agenda. And I don't really want to get that deep, but we finna get that deep, I guess.
Yeah,
Hello.
It's a hidden agenda when you oppress a certain creed or ethnic group for 500-600 years, and you make sure, like there was a Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you, like we've always been great. We young kings and queens believe that. Hey, young kings and queens, know your history, know where you come from. I'm not talking about this history that they teach you in school. I'm talking about know your black history, know some of the founding people. It's a reason why these young women can twerk like that. Like we used to that. But let me get back to the point though. Like it's a reason why we like shiny objects and shit. Cause we young kings. That's where we come from.
That. Yeah, we come from there.
You know what I'm saying? That's our heritage.
It's a book I read about that too.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so a lot of this shit, our 40 acres and mule, that's real. We have rights to this shit because it's blood, sweat, and tears. There's people that's died out here for us to be where we at right now. And guess what? When we talking about equity and shit, if you take an ethnic group for 400-500 years and put them in slavery and don't pay them a damn thing and work them day and night, we have rights to this shit. I don't gonna get no backlash from it, but it's the truth. So
No, it is
what
the truth. They talking about. We done talked about reparations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So man, that's just it's real, man. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got it but us, the Jews, you know what I'm saying, the Indians and all that.
And they can come over here and get grants and loans and shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
heard Mexicans don't pay taxes. Is that true?
I think it's the Arabs.
I know somebody
For their stores and
For
stuff.
their
the
stores,
Arabs
yeah, I
and
heard
stores
that.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we
in and out them stores. Yeah. It's not that they don't
They
pay,
pay
but
their
they got
tax.
like years. And then what they do is they get their cousin over here. They'll get their cousin
Open
over
another
here.
store.
and open up the same so they ain't paying taxes.
They used to pay me, man, out east when I ran that route out there. They would just give me a bag of cash in front of these people in the store. I'm like, damn, you could have done this in the back or something. Like, come on, man.
And it's crazy how they changed history. Like Beethoven, y'all know he was a black man. I didn't even know that till I was a grown man.
The piano.
Yeah, the white man, the white piano player they just saw us in school. He was actually a black man. But they said shit. Probably 100 years from now, Michael Jackson might be labeled as a white man.
Yeah.
But the way they change narratives or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't really celebrate holidays, but I do go around my family and get that good plate every year for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that. But in schools, they teach us that the Indians and the Pilgrims came together and had a nice feast together, and they came together as a unity. And everything was all good, everything was all love, not knowing, they not teaching that the Pilgrims actually slaughtered all the Indians. And then the Pilgrims had the feast as a celebration after killing off all the Indians. You know what I'm saying? So people changing the fucking narrative of history.
The masses, the people who got control of it all. Cause I remember, hey, growing up watching them Western movies, I thought the Indians was bad. But when you get old enough to understand, like you said, they changed the narrative. Like the Indian was here before, the Europeans was here. This was their shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what comedian said it, but he said, the Indians didn't start fucking up till they started fucking around and negotiating with the white people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Peak pipe, crack pipe. It's some of y'all didn't catch it, but nah, real talk though. So, you know, that's what they do. But even to the media outlets, you know what I'm saying? Like CNN and all of that, all these Jews, they own all of these networks. So they can control the masses and manipulate your mind in a way of thinking. So you just
Man, we keep on putting y'all up on that game.
And that's free game, man.
And on top of that too, it's like what we talked about here with this real estate and stuff is stuff that should be spoken to with our kids in school.
In school.
Where us as Black African Americans really came from. To get deep into it. Like they teach us so much crap in school, man. Is there anything that we didn't say that you want to get off your chest?
We pretty much touched it. I also wanted to talk, I think I briefly spoke on the 80-20 rule in business. It's basically the cause and effect. And it's like the relationship between input and output. And you know what I'm saying? You input 20%. Years later on down the road, you get 80% of what you've been doing. So if you've been, you know, and still doing that 20% and you've been, you know, bullshitting, that's what you're gonna get 5 years down the road. So it's cause and effect. Like you gotta have a work ethic. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a strategy. You know, you can't just say, oh, I wanna be worth $10 million in 10 years
And hope for the best.
and hope for the best. No, you gotta work towards it.
Tim,
Yes.
do us a favor.
Uh-huh.
Let me get them 3 hot topics.
3 hot topics. What's one of the worst things you've done as a kid or an adult?
I ain't trying to put me on the spot.
See, that's the second week in a row
Listen.
you done asked a question where you gotta sit back and think. Nigga gotta sit back and think
You
about
can't be on the
it.
spot like that. Y'all,
You know?
I'm about to tell y'all, I'm finna be real. Listen, y'all. When I was a kid, I might have been 10, 11. Now, you know how, you know, your grandmama have people over and other friends of the family might stay all night. So the kids, you know, we have a little slumber party, right?
The room where everybody
So my
is.
older cousin with the, you know what I'm saying, he's like 3 years older than me, he had the sauce, he had the juice, you know what I'm saying? So it was a girl who I had my eye on, you know what I'm saying? Like weeks before, you feel me, we was cool, you know what I'm saying? That's like maybe my first girlfriend. He came over that weekend, you know, previous weekends, he ain't been there, you know what I'm saying? So he came over. And so she's feeling him. Well, I didn't know how to deal with this, you know what I'm saying? At the time. So, you know, she feeling him. So, y'all remember them jungle juices? Y'all remember the,
Delicious.
listen,
Purity?
the Purity jungle
Yeah.
juices.
The
The
carton,
red ones,
the carton.
the carton.
Yeah.
And we had the lemonade and we had the orange.
Orange, lemonade, and purple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
red. nigga.
Well, she had the
That's what
lemonade.
it's called, too.
Listen, she had the lemonade, and you know she done drank some and put it back in the refrigerator. So she switched up on me. So I took her lemonade and urinated a little bit in the lemonade.
This
put it
nigga,
back
you sick. you're a savage.
You peed in the
I peed in
lemonade?
the lemonade, man. I ain't do
You
that.
ain't shit.
Hey, that's
I'm gonna bring charges against this nigga, man.
What about you?
I can't think of nothing, bro.
Well, as a child, my mama trusted me to drive at an early age. I've been driving since I was real young. So I would, at a young age, I would sit in the car and, you know, act like I was driving. But she said, do not move the gear shift. I drove the car into the next door neighbor's house and like broke off half of their house. Like, look, cause it was in neutral, so we just rolled into it. You know, I fucked their house up. Matter of fact, I ran over a lady.
You hear the light?
Yeah, I was in high school, probably like 9th grade. Rolled up on the hood and everything.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
She was alright though.
Yeah.
Did she get up walking or they had to call permit?
Nah, they called the police. I had an ounce of weed in the car. I had to get rid of that and, you know.
So what happened? How you hit her? Like,
Leaving UPS too fast, didn't turn on the defrost. You know what I mean?
So
It was cold. I was trying to get up out of there quick, and I went over one of the speed bumps first.
Yeah.
But then after that, I heard something go boom, boom. I said, damn, I wasn't supposed to hit a speed bump that quick. I stopped the car, got out. I was like, oh.
Oh, I bet she got a nice little payout too.
No, she didn't, because she lied. She lied. She even tried to take me to court. She lied and said that she was having back pains and stuff. She had to take off from work. But my lawyer or my investigator, whoever they applied me with, found out that she was doing paintings on people's walls, up on ladders, and doing all types of stuff. So it didn't fly.
A motherfucker had to hire an investigator. You hired an investigator?
I was young at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know what my mama did or who was behind me done, but she lied. All right, number 2. Would you discipline your child through social media? You know how some people embarrass their children for doing something? Would you do it through? You say you don't even have social media, so I guess that's a no.
nah, I'm on. Nah.
Well, how would you feel about people who do? Like, do you have an opinion on people who do stuff like that?
I really can't speak on that. Like, I mean, it don't come with a handbook. You know, parenting don't come with a handbook. So, however you feel is necessary. I'm whooping the ass though.
And like I said,
Good
man,
old
keep in-house issues in-house.
In-house.
Ain't no need to go on social media and embarrassing your seed.
Yeah,
in
don't.
front of
Yeah,
everybody.
that's kind of petty. Treat people how you want to be treated. I done said that so many times. So just treat people how you want to be treated. Number 3, who uses the opposite sex more?
Gender wise,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say females. I'm gonna say female.
I would have to agree.
I think it's equal, cause if you use me to get a meal, I pay for that meal to get some pussy, so I use you as well.
They want penis too. That's kind of equal.
I don't know. I use women, to get a nut, but that's all I want from them. So ain't that me using them as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They want the same thing, so that's kind of equal on that one.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you talking about like to cancel each other out?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it's equal, man. Because at the end of the day, us men, that's what we want from women that we don't see a future in. We just want the fucking vagina. So whatever efforts we bring upon, it's just efforts just to get the vagina. So it's just like just use. I don't know.
It's powerful. I know that. That vagina is very powerful.
Shout out to Kevin Gates.
I guess it is the women, man.
Power. Kevin
Because
Gates.
they get bags. If
Yeah.
they fucking with big baller niggas, they getting cars, all type of shit. All we doing is getting
They
vagina.
get new bodies. All of it.
All right, y'all. It's hey, first of all, I want to thank you for coming through. That was great. Yeah, all the information you gave, you got to give a round of applause for that. Thank you, man. You know what I mean? Thank you for me and him for being able to take notes, and for all the listeners and the followers that's out there. that listen. This episode 53, I'm TMB.
Vontae, you said it one.
Maurice.
Maurice, the real estate investor. Hell, they talking
What you
about.
said? Oh,
Peace, love, positivity. What you
Can I
got?
say something? Before,
Oh, yeah, say what you gotta
before
say,
you
bro.
close? I just want to give thanks to God, my family.
Alhamdulillah.
Let me see. My mama, you know, my rock. I learned a lot from her. How she and her family, her kids, Tyler, Jermaine, sister. Y'all know who y'all are.
You said it.
My cousin, she started a clothing line not too long ago, Code 615. Y'all check her out. She on IG and Facebook. She Got Body. That's my girl, How She Clothing Line. Check her out. I guess that's it, man. If I left you out, I'm sorry. I'm nervous a little bit. This is my first time. Well, really my second time, and I told Tim earlier, I'm not. It's difficult for me to, you know, get on camera and talk, but I feel a lot better, and I appreciate both of y'all for having me on here, man.
No problem, bro.
Genuine, like it's a good, genuine brotherly feel. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that.
You said it. You said it, podcast, man.
You feel me?
Peace, love,
Episode 53.
positivity. F-Low.
Hey, don't hold that pen and eliminate against me either, y'all. I was about 8, 9 years old. Don't be trying to come back 10, 15 years, 20 years from now.
Why? I'm finna go eat good now.
Yeah, that was cool.
How much we got on now?
One even.
Oh, that's cool.
So now what? Now how
Yeah,
y'all
you do hit
process
it.
work? What y'all do?